a piece of document that those documents are in line with the law. If the Ministry of Transport had the authority to issue lesson plate and licenses, even at that, you cannot still give the contract to another company. You have to work with the people that have the concession and tell them that is how it should be done. That's it.
So now,
also read that act that created the Ministry of Transport.
Now, what happened, former senator? What happens is that the Ministry of Transport. A lot of people want to understand this thing is bringing a whole big hole of balloon
because the last government made a mistake, and they do not want.
And this is the reality of the mistake,
right? So other people want to have that mistake and continue to serve for money.
Now,
because they cannot even account for all of those monies that were collected as a result of those lesson plates and licenses that were issued. You cannot
by the Ministry of Transport
at the time, not this one, not this current minister or this current government.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm holding the current ministry responsible in the government because they blunder.
You mean the former? Or
the former minister and the government, they blunder. What they did was wrong, and so we as the government must change it. We should not follow their footsteps. Period. They did wrong.
You people at the legislature, you read the law. The act establishing the Ministry of Justice.
I'll give it to you.
Yes, you just read it. The act establishing. Please get my guest a bottle of water. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Let me get you a bottle of water. He's not faring too well anyway. The act establishing the Ministry of Justice. That gives responsibility to the Ministry of Justice and the Minister of Justice,
yes,
for the regulation
and the police
and the police,
yeah,
for the regulation of moving objects in and around Monrovia,
especially motor vehicles,
all tricycles, all of that. Yeah. Now, I'm saying that I want you to tell the Liberian people, I have the act that established the transport. I can't read all of this.
Yeah, but there's nothing there. There is nothing there that is talking about the Minister of Transport and should be responsible to issue lesson plate and driver licenses. No, it is only the Minister of Justice and the police.
So let me read this. Let me read this. This is the act in my hand. Talk about the establishment of the Ministry of Transport. Section 37.3. Functions of the ministry. We're talking about the Ministry of Transport now.
Correct.
Right. The functions of the Ministry of Transport shall include A, to administer and implement the transportation law.
Correct.
Liberian people are listening.
Yes. Go ahead.
To administer and implement the transportation law.
Correct.
The issuance, the insurance law, and the maritime law, and the plan and execute policies relating to all modes of the land, rail, sea, and air transport services.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
Within the Republic of Liberia.
Correct.
B, to represent the government's interests in all negotiations.
Correct.
This is where now you have the concession.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So now you take a concession and bring somebody in to regulate the movement of transport. The Ministry of Transport must ensure that this concession is enforced.
It's correct. It's in full compliance.
This is the act.
I said.
So now you people who created this thing has been hiding it from the public.
Well, now listen, people don't do research. There's another one. I'm leaving all this document with you. There's another one that gave the Ministry of Justice to enforce the traffic law of Liberia and the police. They are all here. These are all the acts. That's not Samuel Johnson. That's why I brought these papers so that I will leave them with you.
And we're going to read all of that.
Oh, I'm leaving everything with you. I got a lot of them.
The accusations.
I did my research.
Okay.
That's why I spoke to all the sides. I had a conversation with the Minister of Transport. I went to the Minister of Justice. I went to the LMT management. I talked to them. I briefly talked with the MDC.
MDMC
by phone, and I told him I was going to do my investigation, and if my investigation is clear that the Ministry of Transport has the authority to issue lesson plate and driver licenses, he will get my support. But if it is contrary to that, then I will say the truth. So I did my investigation. We ratified the act. Since 2020, I have never been on the ground, or I didn't even know what the MTN offer was. As far as I was concerned, I have done my part, and the government was supposed to now protect it and ensure that it works for the benefit of the Liberian people.
Other people's characters and
I'm not accusing anybody.
No, no. The reason I call you, Senator, the reason I call you because you were the chair on concession,
correct,
and you call it concession and investment. This is a matter of concession.
Correct.
Other people put millions and millions of dollars into this.
Yeah.
And they are seeing that they've been disenfranchised.
Correct.
And their rights are probably been taken. Now, I call you here because I want us to talk about this. There are other people's character been implicated. That the police is doing this because they want to be collecting money. The RG, and the justice minister is doing it because he wants to collaborate with the RG so that they can be taking money and be funding their personal projects. So not knowing that there is a law on the book.
Yeah.
That talks about this.
But listen,
and you people ratified this agreement.
Yeah, I do not have any fact to say there and say I know that the police director is doing it to collect some money. The Minister of Justice wants to collect some money. Some senator, because they need some senator. No. This concession here, or this concession, this people will work in line with the Liberian Revenue Authority. So all those monies that will be collected as a result of the lesson plate and driver licenses that will be issued, they are working in line with the Ministry of Justice, the police for enforcement, the Liberian Revenue Authority. The government will get her share, and the company will take her share. So I don't see how they will collect the current money through LRA and they take it and give it to the Justice Minister or the police director. Well, if they will do that, I don't know. So I'm not saying, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know about anybody taking money from any of the sides. I am sticking to the law. We have allowed these people to pump almost 19 million in Liberia. Take your gadgets, send your journalists to their place and see what they have there. I went there because I wanted to make sure. So that if I come to speak to the public, I should have some information for them. Not just to say I'm speaking based on speculation or rumors. No. I took 1 week to research all of this law. The Ministry of Transport has its own authority. The Ministry of Justice, which is the legal arm of the government of Liberia, has a role to play. So the police are there to help. They are not collecting money. The lesson plates and the driver licenses that will be issued, the money is not, the police will not be there to collect it. They are working in collaboration with the Liberian Revenue Authority. They are there to enforce it. They are there to ensure that the laws are protected and fully implemented. The Ministry of Transport has a part to play to ensure that the concessionaires are in full compliance. But the law did not say that the Ministry of Transport should get involved in the issuance of license plate and driver licenses. No, the law didn't say so. If we want that to happen, then we must repeal this act and give them that right.
Exactly.
Then we support that.
Yes. So
the mistake was made under the former Minister of Transport and that government. They knew exactly what they wanted to achieve. That's why they did not abide by the concession.
So that means there was some motive behind.
Well, I would say, of course, for every crime there is a motive behind every crime. When you violate the law, it's a crime.
So are we looking at are we looking at a kind of investigation to know who collected all the money?
The government of Liberia should institute audit. Let's find out. Because, as I said, every crime or every violation that is done is associated with crime. Because people violate law to steal or commit or to carry out, to do some criminal acts. But I do not have facts to that. Okay. The fact that the Ministry of Transport at the time violated the concession, violated the rights of a foreign-based company that were also that they should have incorporated a lot of Liberian businesses that are stored. Liberians should be employed. They should be employed pretty close to about 400-500 Liberians, because the situation is not only the concession will not only be done in Monrovia.
No,
They can go in the 15 counties, build hubs, build the same plan.
the same facilities.
So who are they going to employ?
Liberians.
Just so they will employ more than 1,000 Liberians, and we are causing noise. They say 300 people will be all a job at the Minister of Transport. We should stop the politics.
But that's why I'm talking about the speculation.
So it's wrong. It's wrong. Look, I would be happy if the Senate or the legislature called me. I will testify. Even if the court was to call me, I will testify on this. Because we work overnight to ensure that the people of Liberia, the Liberian people interests are protected in this concession. People not reading the concession. They are not telling Liberian people the truth because
Senator,
they got some material, but they got some hell in the agenda.
Senator, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. Are you telling the Liberian people listening that the Minister of Transport,
The past minister,
I'm talking about the current
minister, right?
The current minister is challenging the legitimacy of the Liberia Transport Management.
If he does so, then he's wrong. Because
He's challenging it. He said that they should not be doing this when the Ministry of Transport is here. Who is to be doing what they should be doing?
But the Lord didn't give the minister.
Then are you saying that the Minister of Transport is not reading the law?
So the Minister of Transport should abide with telling you, let's look at the law.
But there is the act.
So
Are you telling Liberians listening to you, Senator, that the Minister of Transport is now reading the act established?
I don't know whether he's. I know he's very educated. He's very literate. He's a very seasoned person, a good leader. So he should just go back to the ISIS legal arm
to read this to me.
No, to interpret this, because he's not a lawyer. So if you have issue, you go to your legal person. Let's look at this act. If you are not satisfied, then you petition the executive to talk to the legislature to repeal it and give you that authority
to do it.
Then we'll not have no issue.
A lot of people say, now the Ministry of Transport can be crying to be doing this thing, and they are not doing anything. Look at the terms and the fleets of rotten vehicles all in the streets.
And that's what trying to avoid.
The only time you see the transport ministry in the street when they go and do their inspection, their collection, and all of that. And now someone who has been given a concession,
correct,
and has gone through almost all of the processes that you said. You went there to Lebanon.
Take your general. I went to Lebanon first.
Yes, you went to Lebanon.
Yes,
and you did all of the inspection.
Yes,
as chair on the committee on concession and investment.
Exactly. And I stand by that.
You did all of the necessary.
I stand by the reports.
Exactly. Right. And you reported to the Senate.
Yes.
That yes, indeed, this institution has met the benchmark.
Exactly.
Has met the threshold.
Exactly.
Now the Liberian Senate can now give them the authorization.
Which the Senate did.
Which the Senate did.
And the House concurred.
And the House concurred.
And President we assign it. Printed into him.
Printed into him bill. Now the institution wants to take full swing. The Ministry of Justice say, the Ministry of Transport say no.
The current Minister of Transport, an argument could be because a predecessor did it, but it's wrong. I'm sure Minister Salif is cognizant of this. He's a very smart man. He will no. If what my predecessors did, if those things were wrong, I will not follow it. Simple as that.
Let me
listen. I want to give you the act, the Liberian National Police Act.
Yeah, you read it.
Yes, and then there's the Ministry of Justice. Please hand it over to your colleague.
Please bring it.
So you can read portion of the Ministry's portion.
Let me read it quickly. Let me read that.
Then you will come here. You will come here under the Police Act.
Let me read it. He's former Senator Sano Johnson.
Right.
I decided to call him so we talk about this issue because it's creating a lot of public speculation that certain people are using this LMT or whatever it is to fund some state funds.
No, I don't know about that.
That's the allegation, Senator.
I don't want to go into that.
But that's what I am saying. I am saying. All right, let me say it.
You say it.
Let me say it.
I don't have any fight.
So let me say it. So let me read. The institutions of Liberia and be in charge of the rehabilitation of programs, convicted offenders. Yes, please get me the next one he wants to give me.
Go ahead, I will give you.
Yes. So 22.7, Assistant Minister of Justice for Administration, Public Safety. 1, appointment duties, the administration of the internal affairs of the Ministry of Justice shall be in charge of the Assistant Minister of Justice for Administration and Public Safety, who shall be appointed by the President by the advice and consent of the Senate. Administration of the Vehicle and Traffic Law.
Exactly.
And Fire Service Bureau shall also be under the general supervision of this official.
So,
like, seriously?
So if they talk about they to enforce or to ensure that the Liberia traffic law is enforced.
Let me read it. Let me reread. Let me reread. Listen, right. Liberians listening. Who shall be appointed by the President?
Correct.
By and the advice and consent
of the Senate.
That
is for confirmation.
Now, the responsibility of the Assistant Minister of Justice for Administration shall administrate.
Administer.
Yeah, shall administer. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Shall administer vehicle and traffic laws.
So what are the vehicle and traffic laws? That will make sure that people car are properly license plate, that make sure driver licenses are issued and their car has insurance.
That the entire traffic.
That's it.
Exactly.
That your car is in good condition. That your vehicle is in good condition. That your vehicle has a proper license plate. That your driver has driver license.
So, Senator,
why you have an insurance?
Why are we shouting?
Those are the traffic law of the Republic of Liberia that should be
administered,
executed by the Ministry of Justice with the help of the police. Because the police is under the Ministry of Justice.
Why are we shouting, Senator?
Because we are looking at the truth and trying to close our
eyes. Are we not reading?
And trying to put blame on President Bouakai and his administration. This is wrong to them. It is wrong. The Minister of State didn't do anything wrong. He only wrote based on the Minister of Justice opinion by law, backed by law. And he said, yes, you can go ahead. So there was nothing wrong with the letter coming from the Minister of State and the letter coming from the President, because the President and the Minister of State were properly advised by the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia in keeping with the laws that created his entity, the Ministry of Transport and the police.
His name is Sandra Johnson, former senator of Bomi County. He's my guest. The particular reason I invited him is that he was the chair on concession and investment at the Senate.
Right.
And with this thing going out in the public about this public speculation and character vilification, I decided to call him so he talks more about that. Let me get your advice. What would you advise all of the parties to do? Then we move to the next talking point.
All of the parties, they need to revert to the concession, allow the concessionaire to do what they're supposed to do, ensuring that they start their work, make sure that all of the facilities are properly equipped, ensuring that Liberians.
That should be the Ministry of Transport doing now.
All of the government parastatals that are responsible.
They should collaborate.
Collaborate to ensure that the Liberian traffic management is in full compliance with that concession agreement, that will give many Liberian jobs, that will allow Liberian companies to provide services, that they will make money.
And employ more
Liberians, because this situation will the concession was not only meant for Monrovia or Mosorado, for the entire country. So take for example, Bomi came and Bapode, they need to put a hub there. You need to go to Lofa, you need to go to the Southeast.
Job creation.
They are not bringing Lebanese from Lebanon to come and do that. If we continue to do this, we will drive away potential investors.
You know why I call you?
Potential investor will not be encouraged to come to Liberia. Then they will say the government is not creating jobs. That is the way the government will create jobs, by attracting potential investors into the country. When those investors are here, Liberians will get a job, Liberians will be protected, Liberian businesses will be part of it. Because every law we pass, we put the local content there.
I call you because there was this speculation that they are taking 300 Liberians out of job.
I don't see that
with this concession.
But they sit now. Listen, let let's be logical, and we are fair to ourselves. Okay, assuming all of those people that you employ or you hire, right, for the issuance of license plate and driver licensing, you go and send out LTM. Listen, you go and sit with them. We got 300 Liberians. So we just absorb them into a system. They will provide the same services. They may even they could even make more money than what the Liberian government is paying them. That is what the Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Justice, they should sit with the LTM. Okay, now these functions are going to you. You have a concession. Now the last government, because of this contract, the government was able to hire 300 Liberians. You have to absorb the Liberian. The management will not say no. So you are not taking them on a job. You ask for them to be transferred into that system because they are already trained, and they could get more training from the company, and they get that employment and make more money than the government, than the Ministry of the Ministry of Transport. That's what responsible people should do. And the LTM will not say no because it's in the act that he must employ Liberians.
Exactly.
So this Liberian now, that the Minister since the Minister of Transport doesn't have the authority by law to issue license plate and driver licensing, meaning that these Liberians that were hired by the past government, you have to take them in because we will not allow them to go on a job. And LTM will not say no because it's in the act.
LTM will have to accept.
We have to accept them, and they could get more. They could get more benefit compared to the Minister of Transport.
Exactly.
So that's what we should be pushing for.
This is why I call you. This is just the reason. You're listening to him.
So I can tell you this: if the act, if the Minister of Transport had even if they had that authority, the fact that the legislature, right, ratify a concession, and it means that even if they had it, but they have taken those power from you and give it to another company.
That's the legislature.
You still don't have power.
That's the legislature.
So assuming under the law, they say the Transport Ministry should issue license plate and driver licenses, right? You've been doing it over the years. Now that the same government negotiated and sent an act to the legislature to be ratified, giving this power to another company, you cease to exist. As simple as that.
As simple. His name is Sandra Johnson, former senator of Bowman County. He's brought a lot to the discussion.
And this will continue.
Yes.
Because once people try to mislead the public on the function or mislead the public about this concession and try to put the blame on Joseph Boakai administration, we will not sit there and put our heads on our feet.
That's why
we speak out because I was there. I was one of those persons who led the discussion, who did a report.
That's why
and the Liberian people accepted it.
That's
so
why
I'm not going to sit there and keep my mouth closed.
And you were the chair on the committee.
I don't have to benefit anything.
You were the chair on the committee.
I was the chair. I was chairing the committee.
Yes.
We sacrificed our lives and went to Lebanon. Oh. Nobody cares about that. Since I left the Senate, it was on Saturday, more than 6 years. After that, I decided now to go find out to see whether those things we did, they were coming to fruition, and I saw them. I will not sit there and keep my eyes closed. No. LTM is not going to employ me. NBC is not going to, the other company will not employ me.
They will employ Liberians.
And we must now stick to ensure that Liberian company is incorporated. In fact, they told me that when I spoke to them, they said, we'll have no issue. We are prepared to work with any Liberian company that will provide the kind of services we want. Because it's in the law.
That's good. That's good. His name is Sandra Johnson, former senator of Bowman County. Senator, let me ask you this question. You've elaborated a lot, and I think Liberians understood, the different functions of the Ministry of Justice, the police, and that of the Ministry of Transport.
Right.
How is this government you people brought to the Liberian people? How is it? How do you look at it? It's 1 year ago now. Sandra Johnson was one of those. Sandra Johnson was one of those persons who canvassed for this government. He said this government will be better off than George Weah. How is this government? We're looking at corruption. We're looking at the breakdown of rule of law. We're looking at infrastructure development. How is this government in your own political insight?
So when it comes to the rule of law, that's why President Boakai wanted to stick by this concession so they can't spoil him again. You see that?
Yeah, but not only the concession.
No, but come here, that is it. So we are abide by the rule of law when necessary
They
and
go-
at all times.
The government respect rule of law.
Now listen, you ask me that.
The government respect rule of law.
Of course, exactly.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
All the blatant violations all across.
Okay, you have to name the
The issue of the
violation.
tenure position.
Yeah, you wait when you name them and you ask me. When I answer, then you come to the other
Feature
one.
it.
Deal with it one by one.
Feature it.
You ask me first.
Yeah.
What was your first question?
Tenure position. The
No,
vi-
you ask me how is it performing? So
How do you look at your government?
Let me deal with it one
Is
by
your
one.
government doing well?
Listen, the government is doing well. And what happened 2023? If it is repeated, I will play the same role I played to make Buckeye president. No regret.
No regret.
No, because president, we are blunder. That's why we are where we are. And so we have to support Buckeye to rescue this country.
And you think he's rescued?
He's doing well. Absolutely doing well. I can tell you this. A government, we just 1 year now, right? So President Buckeye took about between 5 to 6 months to complete the entire government. You talk about appointment, you talk about people being commissioned. 6 months. 6 months. George Weah spent 6 days, did not complete his government in full. We took 5 months of our time to ensure that all government positions were occupied and fully functional. So we didn't do 1 year into active business. We took 5 to 6 months to complete the government. So the remaining 6 months, we've done a lot. We are doing roads.
Okay.
Right? And IQ, the petroleum product has reduced. Rice price is down. You must understand this.
Rice price is down.
Yes, exactly.
Where are you buying rice from, Senator?
From Liberia, I don't buy rice from us.
We're down.
Yeah.
How much
compared to the past?
How much you buying your rice?
Right now, buying rice between $18 to $18.50.
Okay.
All right.
And
that's why. Listen. That's why some of us are farmers. I go on my farm, so listen now.
Okay.
So in terms of security, I can walk from here. Last night I was in the street up to 1 o'clock. I can walk anywhere.
You guys are doing well in security.
Security is very paramount and very important in any civilized world.
Is it better than George Weah time?
Of course. Of course.
How about redeeming the country's international image?
We are aware of that. We're doing very well. In terms of corruption, like you said, yes, there are challenges. There are people who will always be corrupt in the system. And so our duty is to keep knocking the door on President Buckeye and exposing them. But mind you, are you listening to me?
Very well.
Mind you, to accuse a person of corruption is easy, but to prove it is difficult.
But are you admitting that you guys are struggling with the fight against corruption?
Well, we are struggling, but we are making some strides as well.
Better off than George Weah?
Of course.
How?
Well, I just told you, you see, when the government came, people will be responsible and they will account. And I'm sure of that. President Buckeye did promise us that. And that's one of the reasons why some of us took to the street, to the bushes to support him.
Okay.
That he will ensure that Liberia will not be 100% corrupt-free, but it will be minimized. And so it will take us time. Corruption fight is not one day. It is not an event. It is a process. And so it will take us some time, but we get there.
You'll get there. Yeah. So how do you look at the statement coming from the CDC? They branded the president Sonan to be a repetition of lies. And they said they did better off than what Mr. Buckeye did in 2024. The 1 year of administration is far better off than what do you say to that?
If CDC has done better than what being in power today. So the only reason why they are not here because they poorly perform and they damage the country, and that's why they kick them out. Simple as that. If you do better in your school, you will pass, right? Right? You go to school, you take an exam, and you fail, you will pass. You wouldn't pass. They failed you because you failed yourself. So they failed. That's why they people kick them out of office. So I'm not going to dignify.
But they said they did better off than what you did.
Then they should have been in power by now. Why were they?
But they said you lied.
No, but why were they kicked on the office? Who lied? The Liberian people were here.
They said you lied.
No. The Liberian people were all here and they saw exactly how they managed and governed our country for 6 years.
Are you doing better off than CDC?
We are doing better off than CDC, and we'll do more than CDC. We just need time, and we are moving. We get there. It is not an event. It is a process, and we get there. We'll not leave Liberia like this. We are in the background making sure Now, those things that we promised, at least we must achieve about 75 to 80%. That's what we want to do or more.
Liberia is crowded with the CDC and Unity Party syndrome. Do you think this is the best option for the country? Do you think we should?
As far as I'm concerned, the Unity, you see, listen, if you look at this current government, it's not like the Unity Party for 6 years. This Unity Party, right, brought in different people from different backgrounds, from different walks of life.
Okay.
To join them. So that's why it is better and getting better, because there are a lot of other political institutions that form part of this rescue team. This election was not won because of Unity Party. It was not won because of the name Unity Party. They won because other people came on board. So it is not just I'm not a Unity Party person. I'm not a Unity Party fanatic. I will never join Unity Party, but I support the Baka based on vision. So others came on board. So there is not a Unity Party 100% stuff. And that's why everybody who have interest, who have stake, are giving advice, and we are working. At the appropriate time, President Baka will make some decision. Don't take him like that. Don't take him for granted. I know him.
Before we go to the lines, let's talk about this thing happening in Nimba County. What is your perception about, the upcoming Nimba senatorial elections, the political climate in Nimba County? CDC said they're going to make a formidable comeback in Nimba. You talk about the different climate. Let's talk about it. In less than 2 minutes, we'll go to the lines.
The CDC people feel they are still in power. So I feel for them. I really feel for them. And so I'm not going to dignify people who do not have back and front.
What do you mean by that?
You were there, you finish. Look, you see, let them be insulting. Let them be running around all the place like cut-head chickens while we do what we're supposed to do. For Nimba County, if I have the opportunity and the power to vote in Nimba County, I will vote for Representative Samuel Koga. So since I do not have a voting power, I will go to Nimba and campaign for him. Simple as that.
You believe that Samuel Koga would
well, he would be the senator of Nimba.
All right, so his name is Sandra Johnson, former Senator of Bomi County. He's my guest this wonderful afternoon. The numbers are 0777 777 or better still 0777 221 223 0777 777 107 or better still 0777 221 223. Let's go to the lines and talk to tens of thousands of Liberians listening. Welcome. What's your name? Go ahead. I don't get it. Go ahead quickly, my brother.
My name is Degufovana, calling from Do community. Let me say the former senator said, but let me say what you hear. If anybody can lie, the past CDC government, let me remind you, the new we are in Maningo is died. Where is our quota institution? Where are our quota highway? Where is our Igbo and Etoma? Where is the hair factory? Where is Luther? Who can lie about the we get managing with CDC because we have no opposition. If anybody has no opposition, if we get opposition, we will talk with the people here. They both have failed for the state there. But we'll manage with them. If you don't come, maybe next year or we hear people to the fellow to the air or the we'll get opposition.
Thank you, my brother.
So thank you,
my brother. The numbers are 0777. Thank you. 0777 777 107. Good afternoon. What's your name? Good afternoon. This person hanging on the line. Hello? Let's take this person off the line. You're not ready yet. 0777 107 0777 777 107. The lines are busy. Welcome. What's your name?
Hello?
Who is this? This is a kid. Wow. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Dennis calling from Ghana.
Cardinalsville. Go ahead. Sandra Johnson is in the studio.
Let me say thanks to Sandra Johnson. Sandra Johnson has been one person who is consistent to stand against the CDC because it's just I even know how to classify CDC. Samuel Koga will win that by election. Samuel Koga is the choice. And the widow of Prince Johnson did not make any mistake by endorsing the candidacy of Samakoga. The campaign in Nimakate, it will not be easy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you very much. Let's take this person on line 1. Welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. from Carwell. For sure.
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me comment for elaborate.
Hello, sir. Your line is coming in distorted.
I said I'm not allowed for Central Ministry of Justice, that of the police, of regulating the traffic.
Yeah, he spoke about that lengthily. Yeah, he said he wanted to congratulate you for speaking on that. Welcome. What's your name?
Thank you. This is Zach Bembo, and I call from Upper Cardinal.
Zach Bembo from Upper Cardwell. Go ahead. Samuel Johnson is my guest.
Thank you. Let me commend the senator. Let me say good afternoon. I think it was very important for you to come because they have made some of the speculation in the public for us to actually focus on what is right and they just seriously focus on that speculation. So I think we should not believe that everything that is happening in the country because we want our country to be better. So when the government is starting to see that we see a better Liberia, I think it is good for all the portfolio and thinking. Don't get in providing information to the public when they are meeting. Thank you for putting me.
Thank you very much. Let's take this person. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Albert Kemoga in Carwell.
Go ahead, Albert.
The issue of the election in Nimba County, one thing people fail to understand is that the Unity Party have a stake in Nimba County. So Samuel Koga, I am telling you now, if you don't know, Samuel Koga going to get on the Unity Party ticket, and Samuel Koga will win that election. Thank God, Samuel Koga already got one of the biggest endorsements from the web of former Leslie Senator Prince Johnson, the late. So it's nothing for people to argue on here. When they immoral, some of them get based. But if you go out of the country, they are nowhere. It's not in the country. There's nothing part of Liberia. CDC is not too lucky in our area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to this person and take this caller from here. Welcome. What's your name?
Hello.
Go ahead very quickly, my brother.
Yeah, this is
Go ahead.
Yes. Let me tell the former senator for the election on the show, but the figure does not do us fairly. It treats us fairly. Now he's saying that Baka is supporting corruption. Now I will give her with his
Okay.
because as we speak right now, the corruption scandal is taking all local. The person not seeing it to be anything. Now the decision is saying that Baka should respect the rule of law.
I would just appreciate if you were to say President Bwaka, but thank you very much. Let's go and take this last caller on line 3. Welcome. What's your name?
Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
I'm Maurice Mazari. I join you for Lohan.
Go ahead, Maurice.
Let me say thank you for the topic on the discussion.
Maurice, can you just walk away from the monitor or else I cut you off, please? Thank God I cut you off. Maybe I could take the last call. I could take this one from line 1. Welcome. What's your name?
Yes, good afternoon, my brother, and good afternoon to the honorable.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm 4S Rogers, and I'm calling this afternoon from Banana Estate.
Go ahead.
Paul? One of the...
Paul?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. You were coming in broken.
Oh, okay, am I clear now?
Yeah, you are clear. Go ahead.
Okay, I said let me appreciate the honorable. He's one of the consistent politicians in this country. It is not because of others that manpower and other things they will not be able to. But he spoke on the issue of corruption. That's why I think I support with him.
Okay.
Till President Weah can put down, till President Bwaka put his legs down to fight corruption to the highest. Most everything wake up in this country.
I agree.
We're listening to one ministry to another ministry and entity. We are listening to corruption scandal.
Okay.
So we think President Bouhaka need to do better
Yes.
in order for people to trust in cantonment.
I support you.
Okay,
I
thank you.
support
Senator,
on
Senator,
that.
let's just start with this, Senator.
Okay.
The callers are
Uh-huh.
concerned. No, I'm not taking calls now. Please, I beg you guys. We have to go. We have to leave. Please, I'm not taking calls. Please, I am not taking calls. I'm sorry, I'm not taking calls. Let's start from the corruption issue. We have roughly about 4 minutes, 3 minutes to go.
Look, I can tell you this, Washington. It is true. We will encourage the president to be more stronger.
You
And
can talk to the mic, please.
we will encourage the president, right?
Mhm.
I will not support for the president to try to do a cover up for any official who get involved in criminal act.
Mhm.
I will differ with the president. All right. Some of us are talking with the president behind closed door, and we're giving we're trying to give our own advice, and the president is listening.
Okay.
The president is going to prosecute his own people who are involved.
Are you sure?
Yes. Now the issue is, I don't support what is happening at Nuka. I will not support what is happening anywhere in terms of corruption. I will bitterly go against the president if he doesn't act. But like I said, corruption cases, they are not events. These are processes. You are accusing the woman, correct? She will say, "Oh, give me my day in court," and we encourage the president to ensure when people are accused, they must step aside until investigations are done.
Okay.
That's one of the suggestions.
That's one of your recommendations.
Right. When the person is accused and the person is under investigation, that person must recuse himself of his or her post. When the person goes through investigation, they are clear, they can go back. We will stick to that.
On your United Party government.
Yes, because if we don't do that, our country will go downwards. And so we will encourage the president. I am also calling on the president. There are a lot of people in government that need to go.
Oh.
The president needs to check around. He needs to check around his people. He needs to check around himself. Because we didn't stay in the people water for people to come and mess up.
Okay.
Because if they mess up, we will all take the blame.
All right.
And so as we are promoting the government for doing the right thing, we will also chastise the government, but in a very respectful manner.
All right.
Go to the president, sit with the president, tell the president, look, the president is not doing well.
All right.
With the president out, we will do that.
Okay.
But I will not be rude because you have to come on the radio to insult the president, then they say you're opposition. I will not do that.
All right. Thank
I'm not a unity party man.
Thank you.
I supported President Bouhaka. I will even do that if he was to run again. I would play the same role.
Okay.
And
Thank
so
you.
again, finally, let the government parasitos do everything they can do to ensure that they stick to the concession
All right.
of the LTM. God bless you.
Thank you very much. His name is Sano Johnson, former senator of Bombing County. He's my guest today on the program, The Nation's View.
Me, I on a different road. Say I respect you before I protect you. This is me, I will buy a professional.